Back in the day, you didn't have access to all of the things that you have now for moving information. You had a phone that was connected to your house on a little squirrely cord. You didn't have ways to move communication among your team, among the community. When the internet came, everybody got Prodigy. It was software that you put into your computer. Zach, you wouldn't understand that, but you'd have to pop it in and then you have to sign on, and it made a funny noise, and we all had Prodigy. And it has since evolved into this social media craze, which we got onto. We got really involved in the electronic mail. We started the CYA weekly newsletter. The idea back in 2011 was to see if we could do a newsletter every single week, and we have. We've done it for 15 years now. Gives everybody a little snippet of what's going on in CYA sports, what's going on in the community, if there's important events, or if we're hosting something, a golf tournament, like we'll talk about. We've got the Ellie's Hats golf tournament coming. It's a perfect venue for that sort of announcement to keep everybody connected. You have less time with viewers now. We know that, probably like all of us, when you're scrolling through things, since you get so many of these e-newsletter type emails all the time, and you're going to just kind of scroll through them, and the stats, if you read about how long people spend, they don't spend any time. We're very impatient now. So you want to see something that captures your attention, click on it, and get information. You don't want to start reading a page of stuff that it may or may not be relevant to what you're searching for. This whole notion behind podcasts, there wasn't back then. It was kind of a new venture. Now you can find a podcast on any topic you want. But the great thing about a podcast is it gives you the ability to do like we're doing now, to talk about it. A couple of pages of something in an electronic newsletter that may or may not be read. And it can be specific, so people can come in, they can look at your show, which our show is on YouTube. It's the CYA Sideline Podcast. You can look at that channel, pick the topics that you want to hear about. So we're going to be dropping these shows, the idea being every Friday. And we're going to have a new show, new topic, and we're going to span the globe on topics. We're going to talk about things in sports and youth sports and travel sports, high school sports. We're also going to talk about all of the different events going on in the community. They could have everything to do with, you do events at E.C. Lawrence Park, Friends of the Fairfax County Animal Shelter. Anything that is community related that we think people need or want information, we're going to pass it along with the aspiration of down the road, this would be maybe even a daily show that we get on, and we have a 15-minute daily update on breaking news, on trivia, on things that are fun. There'll be some heavy topics that we're going to talk about too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not all going to be CY in the Fieldhouse, because that's not the only thing in the community, right? We've talked about trying to tie into those high schools that we feed into. And we've got Scott, who's been part of that. So Scott, tell us a little bit about kind of tie to those high schools.
I'm going to be brief on this. I really think that the high schools locally here, we got Centerville, we got Chantilly, we got Westfield, and we got Oakton, and we got private schools that are all within our geographic footprint. Sorry. I have a little background as the president of the athletic boosters at Westfield, but really I just kind of enjoy high school sports and the local sports scene. We've had a lot of good players come out of here. We'd like to have some guests from the local high schools. We've already reached out to some, and I think all of them are very excited about what we're doing here on the sideline. And I think that they'd be good guests. And they want to come. They want to come talk to us and get their message out to the community. So that's something I think we'll tackle.
Well, the high school stuff is really cool because, we all we're firm believers in high school sports and the benefit that they provide to these kids. And the aspiration should be high school.
And I think along those lines, only 7% of high school athletes actually go to the collegiate level, which is astonishing.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to be able to have Chantilly playing Westfield in field hockey, that we would have athletes from both of those teams representing their teams come and talk to us like on a Friday morning before the game or whatever the case, and kind of bring in that competitive flavor too. I think that'd be fun.
I agree.
And I think to go along with that, I think we also want to help kids in other ways. If there's kids that are interested in TV, media, whatever it is, want them to do some interviews with kids themselves. It would be great to showcase those kids or get video clips of the games that we might not necessarily be able to participate in. But it'd be great to help the community in that sense, and getting the kids that aspire for that, they can get some practice in, or if it helps their high school classes or their college classes.
Yeah, so I think that'd be great.
And we need to get the word out, and that'll be something that we will be doing soon, that we need representatives from all the high schools, these kids that want to act as interns for the show, that they are the reporters, so to speak, at the school. We want all the detail about all the sports, and we want it to be current. it's hard to find current information. Go to the school's athletic sites and look to see if they've even, by the third week of the season, put their roster in. There's a lot of work that goes into that, and it's not always current, where we could probably do a better job of just making sure that people are aware of current events and what's happening in local sports across all the sports. We're not just talking about football and the ones that get acclaim and basketball and baseball. We're going to focus on things like field hockey or lacrosse,
I think wrestling,
yeah, all the
soccer,
sports.
what are we talking about?
Soccer, there's all kinds of them, but that's the type of stuff we're going to touch on.
And like you said, there'll be some not so easy topics to discuss as well. Say unruly parents, or the treatment of referees, or the lack of people signing up to be referees. And we'll be talking about some of those topics that might be difficult to hear sometimes, but they're important. And how do we make a difference?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and it'll be neat to see how this progresses over the next couple of years.
At CYA Sideline Podcast. That's a mouthful, Grant. Yeah.
If you ever want to come by, we're filming and taping over here at the field house in Chantilly. We'd love to see you.
We're going to get one of those red lights on the door that says on air.
Yeah. Come on out and see us.